Trustin here with Jeff from G2S TV, and we are
What?
back
Good.
with episode number 12 of the Trustin and Jeff show. And I
Here
don't
we
know if
go.
you've been hearing about this AI stuff recently, but now at your fingertips, you can just face swap people. They got software where, like, while you're doing, like, say, a Zoom meeting, you could swap your face and voice with someone else. So say, like, you were a scammer
Really?
and you call up a place and say, "Hey, you guys made a deal, you know, this
And
and
you can
that," and
use
then you got to
someone
talk to the
else's
finance
likeness.
manager. Well, then you would just fake the finance manager's likeness, you know what I mean, and then set it up, and then they send you the money, and then it's like you just disappear.
Wow. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, no, it's going to be a whole different world we live in with AI. I know that. It's going to change fast. It's going to be even more rapid than what we've seen with, really with social media. It's been crazy enough. Like,
Yeah.
if usually, the world before and after social media is a drastically different place. Like, the landscape, everything's different. It's kind of crazy when you really think about it. So to think about what AI is going to do, because it's going to probably be bigger than what social media was. It's going to be much more powerful. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting
Well, and
ride,
it's
man.
already that right now. So you can just imagine what it's going to be in 10 years.
Well, so this brings up another topic. Okay, so I've been following this guy. Shout out, man. If you guys ain't hip, I suggest people go check out the Sewer King. No, it's a weird name, but it's a cool channel. I like the guy's comedy. He's funny, but this guy, he always talks about, like, how Jake Paul and some of these influencers in KSI that have so much fame and do a lot of fighting, whatever, and all that. He talks about, like, he's like, man, like, the world don't have any hope, because if these guys could be famous, like, if that's who our youth are looking to, is Logan Paul and Jake Paul, and these are the guys that are looking to, man, and they pander to the kids, because they know that's
Yeah.
where the views are, right? So, like, they pander to the kids too, and it's a crazy world when that type of people, Logan Paul and Jake Paul are the ones influencing the youth heavily. I don't know, man. Is that a world we want to live in? And, like,
Well, see,
it
I
is
think
kinda
it's
iffy.
not. I don't think it's is that the type of world we want to live in. It's just the world we live
It
in
is
right
the world
now.
we live in, and that's what I'm
And
saying.
so
Like, what's going to come from that? Like, what's
you
that going to
you
produce?
you have to think about they're playing the game of content, and kids are a massive part of that audience,
Oh
because
yeah,
it's like all
yeah.
the popular gaming channels that have been around for so long, they got millions of subscribers because they were around when people were children, and then they're still around when they're adults, and so the
Well, it's like,
adult audience is still watching them play games, while the kid audience is just cycling through because their kids are watching it,
yeah.
and then so on and so forth.
Well, it's crazy. Yeah, there's, like, YouTube. There's people who grew up on YouTube and made it their career, and that's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. I think it's awesome that people are
But
able to do
some
that.
people do it in a different way than others, and that's the
But
thing.
there's
Is
so
there's just
many
so much
ways,
variety.
and there's so many communities, and it's cool, man. Like
Because
I
there's
said,
toxic ones, and then there's also
yeah,
good ones that
yeah.
help people out. It just
Yeah,
depends.
and that's the thing, is, like, the one thing I've realized on YouTube is you can't be part of a toxic community and try to do good. So you gotta either be all in one, good or bad on what you're
Yeah.
gonna do with YouTube. That's one thing I'll say. I think you're welcome in any community, whatever. But I just think, for my own brand and everything, my own self, my own path on YouTube, is I've realized, like, it was easy to get down a path where views were easier because of what you're making the videos about. But I'd rather try to keep the message solid to
Yeah.
what I want it to be, with, some hope, some positivity, and more about the positive change in
Definitely.
life than getting, like I said, than going down a road of trolling somebody just for views, because you might have the views for the time being, but it's
Well, it's
can
a fickle audience.
It
It
all
can
depends what you
backfire
want.
on
Do you
you.
want to? Yeah, it's an audience. And they're not going to stick around after a certain point.
Yeah.
They're there for the drama. They're there for the train wreck that you're covering, not you. Whereas what I'm trying to do now is do something built around, like, what I like to do, working out, and us shooting the crap about whatever on our pod for the week. But, Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging what we're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean we're doing good. We've been doing this podcast for a solid like 6 weeks
6 weeks
now.
now, yeah. So we're on number 12. We're gonna keep grinding away. I do want to work on the set. We got to work on the set because we got everything. That's what's crazy. We do have everything. We have we have a couple backgrounds. We have a few lights. We have everything. So we just got to get it together, man. It's we live a normal life too. So like I wish we had. We try to put this priority number one, but you still have life and bills to pay. So
yeah, well, like when it comes to our funds, even though this is the most important thing that we do in a week, we don't really have the like.
I mean, we've put a lot into it though already.
To jump into it, like
like we're just struggling even on chords right now, but we'll get there. Like I said, we have a lot of equipment. A lot of it's just like odds and ends stuff we need for the equipment to work all together right. And be able to use different areas, which we'll get there. I'm just proud that we've been able to stay consistent. I got to get some stuff up on my channel,
Yeah. Well, I've been posting shorts, and I edited together a really nice one that's going to go up tomorrow at like 5 a.m.
Well, I like what you're trying to do, man. And, yeah, man, like.
Well, when it comes to motivational shorts, it's really easy to riff out a decent motivation short if you can.
Well, life is really what you make it, dude. Like you can either be a victim to your circumstances, or you could say, "Hey, no, it's not,
definitely
not me. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to handle whatever I got to handle and do the best I can do."
Well, and that's why it's so pertinent that we keep doing what we're doing.
Well,
we've been working out, we've been doing the podcast, we've been recording, we've been. Like, even if it's not perfect, we're still getting it out there. We're still doing it.
Consistency. It's building a consistent thing to make it, like I said, we're making this priority. So we hope people enjoy it. And, yeah, man, we're going to be here for a while. We're here for the long haul, that's for sure. But, yeah, a world where Logan Paul and Jake Paul influence the kids, that is a scary thing to me. But at the same time, there's a lot of good positive influence out there on YouTube. And some of what they're doing ain't all bad. I think it's good. Like the fighting thing, I mean, at least they're getting in the ring.
The issue is when you have a price on your morals, there's someone out there who's willing to pay it.
Well, here's the problem.
Because when you have an audience as big as their audience
the Crypto Zoo thing with Logan Paul, and like, Logan Paul's burnt his audience many times.
Yeah.
Many times. Now that's where I'm like, dude, like, because like, I don't know, man, like. I've posted my whole personal Cash App and everything I've ever got through YouTube or on Cash App in general in life. Okay?
Yeah.
And I've got probably in total, I had Ernie Shell. Shout out Ernie Shell. He's kind of a crazy guy, but he's a good dude. He's got a good heart. I can say that. He actually helped me pay. He helped me pay for Sean's deposit and stuff on when he first got that apartment. For his electric.
That's nice.
And anyways, he shot me like $150, and then he even shot another $150, I think, to help with some furniture, which was cool. And other than that, I think I got like $20 from some nice subscriber that wanted me to get a mic, which I did get a mic. I've had a few different mics.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like, I don't know. My point to all that is like, that's appreciated, man. You should appreciate any time somebody supports you or takes the time out to comment, whether it's good or bad. Like a view's a view on YouTube, and the time on your channel is time on your channel. So like, screw it if somebody's hating you, and even if they're leaving you a negative comment, even that's just interaction on your page. That's really good or bad. It's good for you on YouTube. And
well, when you go purely off of impressions. It's just the only issue you get with that is if the majority of your audience becomes negative.
Nobody wants that. But my point is, appreciate the people taking the time to watch, for whatever reason. And do your people good. Be solid to them. Because, I mean, that's your supporters. That's who's going to make it. That's who makes it. Just the views make it to where they can make a living doing this, let alone their merch, let alone everything else. So the Crypto Zoo thing, that's a bad taste. But yeah, man, like I said, but there's plenty of good influencers out there pushing some positive things too. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a crazy week. I know that. It's been an off week, but
yeah, the week's
we've been grinding still. We've been grinding
off.
Might do some legs tonight or something. We'll maybe throw that in with cardio.
Well,
We'll
I'm
see.
just doing cardio.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we feel like when we
Yeah.
get there. You never know.
I already
you
hit
get
a hell of a
there-
workout this morning.
Yeah, I got a good one in with the old bench down here in the dungeon, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good one. But got to still, I don't know. I like doing cardio too, though. But I like doing, I don't know. It's hard to not lift when I go to the gym. It's just like
Yeah.
once I get there, I'm like, oh, I might as well go. Because you could still do. I don't know.
Well, it depends.
Depends what you do. But yeah, I don't know, man. The AI thing. So what all did you hear about that? I guess.
Well,
just
so
the
they can do
deep
face
fakes?
swaps, and then now they're finding out ways to watermark videos in such a way to where they can't be messed with.
Okay.
Because, like, if you have, say, a political, like, campaign and it's recorded, well, someone could take that and do it in a whole different way, make it look different.
So they're
mess
using
with it.
watermarks
So
to protect
yeah.
content.
Yeah, they're trying to do that. They're trying to figure it out at least.
Okay.
But the issue is the scammers, it's so hard to keep in pace with the scammers because they're always evolving and always figuring out new
they're
ways
evolving.
around.
Yeah, they're evolving. Yeah, they're probably ahead. I mean, really, you're catching up with the scam,
Yep.
and they're already on to the next.
Yep.
Probably. I'm
Because,
just guessing.
like, you got to think the scammers, it's their entire career just to, like, get your money.
Well, what's crazy now is, dude, I get so many phone calls, and I know most of them are like robocalls or like computer calls, and I don't know if it's just like a computer system that's able to talk in some way.
Well, they have this stuff called, like, Nextiva, which can have an automated,
conversation.
an
and
automated
it's-
conversation
I mean, you
for
could tell
you.
a little bit. Like I could pick up on it because there's a delay.
Yeah.
And like I'll hang up, but like it's crazy. You'll get all these numbers that are, similar numbers to what or whatever, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, man, I don't know.
But then, that's where we're at now, like I keep saying. And AI itself is just going to keep exponentially growing. Because it's not like most things in life. Most things in life isn't even linear or exponential. It's almost like it's like steps. Because you can have a day that just changes you. You can have a day that just completely, like, you make a decision and you're different.
Well,
Like, you can just be different after a decision. But with AI and technology in general, it really is an exponential growth because you have to think that there's less time between the bronze sword and the atom bomb compared to the Stone Age and the bronze sword.
yeah. No, we've.
Like, the difference
we've
in,
went
like,
leaps
what
and
we're able to
bounds
do.
with technology in the last 50 years. I mean, has been really.
Yeah.
I mean, just the last 80, if you really think about it. I mean, that's 80 years. That goes back to 1920. You're talking really
Yep.
the first engines, gas engines, first cars, stuff like that. And to look what we've made it into today, like where we have, freeway systems. I mean, it's amazing. It is really amazing when you think how fast, like, it's amazing. Within a lifetime, the after World War II, it just went leaps and bounds, is what I'm saying. But, yeah, man. I don't know.
But with the, like, cutting edge technology, you get the cutting edge problems.
Yeah.
Like now that they're gonna have remote shut-off switches in vehicles, so the police will be able to just shut your vehicle off, or say the government wanted to shut your vehicle off because there's another COVID or something like
what
that.
happens when you make deals with Nazis. This is the outcome.
But basically, though, they'll have cut-off switch that can get you, but on top of that, then they're also making it with the AI where everything.
I seen this thing the other day.
And they're thinking that AI, like some of the different AIs out there, are already like sentient.
Rogue. Like
They're thinking that they're already sentient, but that they wouldn't show that they're sentient.
because they're too smart. They're like,
Yeah.
they're gonna shut us down.
Yep.
It's scary. It's crazy, man. It's gonna be interesting next 5 years, I'd say, like to see where
Well,
technology
then
goes.
what happens when you do get a rogue AI that can hack into all the banking institutions and take all the money and invest in the stock market and
Yeah, I don't know.
do all that, create a fake identity, become its own entity, make its own company?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Because, like, okay, so say theoretically an AI was to amass tons of money, and make its own fake identity. Well, then it hires somebody who doesn't know that it's an AI that hired them because they just talk over like computer. It pays them to make decisions for it on behalf of the AI so they can do decisions in the real world.
Yeah.
And then that person hires a bunch of people under him, and then it becomes like a big business conglomerate where AI's the head.
Well, who's to say Google ain't already that?
Well, I feel like, though...
Did I just get us... I just probably got us knocked.
I don't think Google is that, though.
No, I'm just joking.
Because the issue is...
I love you, Google.
Is Google's founded by a person. Like, I'm talking about, like, a company that gets completely created new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By an AI who went rogue in its own way.
Just because Google's pretty powerful and, you know...
I mean, Google has AI that has capabilities to do that type of thing. I don't know if it's sentient. It's probably not.
I've heard some crazy stories from like people who's left Google, as far as like the AI type, experiments they did, and some some pretty crazy stuff where like pretty much. I mean, dude, in a way.
Did Google get in trouble for saying that it was an AI doing something, but then it was actually just a bunch of people fact checking?
I don't know.
I know Google got in backlash over something AI related. I know it was laying people off. I know that was one of them, and the people were mad about it. Yeah. Because like if you ever post a video on YouTube and it gets like say copyright, not strike, but warning, claim, and it's not actually copyright claimed or profanity claimed, even though there was no profanity.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't just scan, what you say. It scans what's on the screen, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just crazy the pace that things are going to go is going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to be a wild ride, but I don't know, man. I don't know, like, there were some other things I was thinking about talking... Oh, that's what I was going to tell you about. Dude, have you noticed, like, there's this whole genre of, like, Chicago gangsters that have got famous from social media, like and YouTube and stuff, man. It's crazy. Like some of these guys have parlayed like their street lives into like real YouTube careers,
Yeah.
Which is interesting to see. It's cool to see.
I feel like though, imagine trying to balance being a legit thug and also being a legit YouTuber.
Well, I think some of them left the streets or trying to get out.
Well, they're probably making enough money on YouTube that it just doesn't make sense to take the kind of risks.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have to do it, don't do it.
Like an audience of 10,000 subscribers is worth considerably more.
Give me 1 second. Yes.
Hey, Faith, when we're in the middle of something here. Well, guys, technical difficulties. My little sister came down here, and she's trying to, like, mess with the podcast. But, things happen. That's what happens when you have a family. But sometimes it's nice, though, in its own way. Now, if anybody's just tuning in, we were talking about some like actual street gangsters that turned into legit YouTubers, and some of them are still trying to do the street stuff, but a lot of them are actually trying to go legit because why wouldn't you? The audience alone is more profitable than any kind of street related things you can do unless you're like high level up, and then you have to deal with the big repercussions and things like that.
Thank you very much. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We got to let some kids ride some mini bikes in a little bit, but we got a little bit of time to roll. So, I was talking. What was that? The Chirac gangsters. Okay, so yeah, like some of these guys, like FBG Butter's one I've been following, and I've seen quite a few others. Like there's some rappers, that, of course, that are famous from Chicago, but some of these guys have like parlayed their street life into either rap careers, and then, like I said, the FBG Butter guy is just parlayed it into like a whole YouTube career.
Yeah, I bet it gives you good content though when you've actually lived it.
Oh,
so you just have an endless amount of stories that, as long as you articulate in a certain way, that's to not get you in any kind of serious trouble. That you can,
Well, and there's some like, I mean, it's crazy. Like,
Because people love to hear about things that they themselves are unable to do
or haven't seen.
That's why, like, you know, modded games are so popular because, you know, people who play PlayStation and Xbox, like, you don't have that many mods that you can really do on any game. But on PC, you can mod just about every single game that's out there. So instead of one game giving you like 500-600 hours on PlayStation, one game can give you 5 to 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you can get significantly more playtime because you can infinitely change the game.
Yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, it's cool to see people parlaying their, you know, whatever into a YouTube career, really. If it's whether their street life or whatever, if you're able to turn that into something and make money off of it, more power to you. But
well, and like, I would assume things on the street, it's a skill of its own kind, and pretty much any skill can be translated into YouTube because everyone loves to hear about anything.
Yeah.
Whether it's beekeeping, there's this beekeeper lady that got like 300 million views on doing some like beekeeping.
Really?
On like a short.
Man.
And you know, whether it's like Mr. Beast and him bringing his immense YouTube knowledge to then just make bigger and bigger videos every single time, or Alex Hermanzi, how he does business related things, Andy Elliott does sales.
Yeah. It's crazy.
There's people who do fishing. I mean, there's a lot of different things.
Yeah. But no, it's cool. We're staying consistent with it. We got Tuesday coming up. We'll try to add a little more pizzazz to the pod as well, but sticking with it, that's what matters right now.
I mean, now we can pull up pictures on Google, but we're still taking it slow.
Yeah. Well, we want to make sure we figure out the copyright stuff and all that. So, but yeah, it's been something, man. Like, at least we're staying with it. That's the main thing. Yep.
And I mean,
shout out to
both of our
everybody
channels
dropped
are
in.
growing, even though it's slow. It's happening.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's quick though, because like with YouTube Shorts, like I got 6 subs in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Compared to like with the podcast, you really don't start like growing significantly till you're averaging like about 100 views a video or more.
My subs have been staying like right at the same spot, man. I've got to like 200 or 2,600 and like 50 and just like bounced around there for a year
Well, see,
more.
but you have to awake your YouTube audience because you took such long breaks. I took breaks too.
So yeah, like.
And the direction of my channel is just so much significantly different. I built my entire audience on video games. And I still do video games. Like, I've been doing 100 minutes of content a day. Yesterday's was only like 60 minutes because I thought I had to leave. But it didn't even work out because the truck was gone. So I could have did the full 100 minutes, but it was too late.
Yeah. Well, once you shut it off, it's like, man, I could have.
Yep. And then I didn't want to do like a part 2 of like the 3. So today is just going to be 100 minutes, and we're just going to keep trucking along.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, yeah, you do your 100 minutes.
Because right now I'm, playing Elden Ring, and then once I get through that, then I'll probably play some Minecraft. And there is no specific like series. Like I'm not necessarily playing the game to completion, but Elden Ring I'm going to. But some games I might play like just 100 minutes of Minecraft, and then 100 minutes of Fallout, and then 100 minutes of Manor Lords. You know, it's not necessarily in a specific order. Just for the first, say, 10 of them or 20, it's going to be in order.
Yeah, I got you.
Just to build that audience.
I got you. That's cool, though, man. I'm glad we're sticking with it. That's what really matters. But, yeah, check out the Sewer King. He does some great breakdowns of Jake Paul and some other influencers. It's hilarious stuff, man. But yeah, I don't know.
Now we're getting closer and closer. We talk about it at least once. We stopped talking about it the whole podcast, but each time we're getting closer and closer to the Mike Tyson fight.
All right,
and
we gotta break this down for you. Yeah, we might as well talk about it in a minute for you.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be a professional bout. To any of you who don't know, and then Mike Tyson is on TRT, and he's been training very, very hard. He's doing stem cell treatments in his joints so that way he can reverse the aging.
Yeah.
And he's training really hard. There was this video of him and this other guy taking their shirts off in a big group of people, and they were like boxing each other.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was only just a few seconds, but you know everyone was nervous there.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, Mike Tyson and
yeah, he's back.
Yeah, who's the other boxer that was? I forget who it was, but anyways, He was another pretty big boxer. Shannon Briggs. That's who I think it
Oh
was.
yeah.
Yeah, so, but yeah, man, I want to see a knockout, dude. There's no way, if I don't see a knockout where Tyson knocks Paul out, I'm going to feel like this was a gentleman's agreement behind the scenes or
See,
something.
I don't know if it would be a gentleman's agreement even if there wasn't a knockout, because you also have to understand with the difference in age that Paul's going to be able to take a bit more of a beating.
Well, I know what you're saying. I mean, I get
So
the whole age thing. I get people.
I have a feeling that perhaps the fight's just going to go from round 1 all the way to how many rounds is it, like 10 or
Yeah, however,
whatever it's going to be to the last round, and there's going to be some significant strikes, but I don't necessarily think there's going to be a knockout.
Yeah.
Or there might be. I hope I'm wrong. I want to see a Tyson knockout. I'm always rooting for Tyson.
Yeah.
But at the same time, to put the analyst hat on, I think it's really just going to be
Yeah.
some
I
rounds
don't think
of
it-
some
yeah.
nice fighting, some nice boxing. We'll get to see, Mike Tyson back at it again.
Yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for the knockout. That's the only thing that's gonna make me happy is to see a knockout of Jake Paul. But I mean, just for pro boxing, he needs to do it, man. For pro
Yeah.
boxing alone, there's no way. Yeah, just I don't know. Like, and after this, we need to see if Jake Paul, if this goes the distance for sure, he needs to actually fight a middle ranked boxer, like someone
Yeah.
that's actually. He's.
You think that would cement his legitimacy?
I mean,
in
yeah,
there?
like why are you the only couple boxers he's fought so far, like journeyman boxers, low level, entry level guys that are just
Yeah.
basically anybody's first fight type guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no, you know what I mean? Other
Well, in the
than-
boxing world, it's very popular to have like padding fights before they do anything serious because it like gets the boxer ready.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just want to, yeah, like I said, hopefully after this we see some real fights, but I hope there's, I hope this is a knockout, either way.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know, man. I can't wait to see the fight, though. That's for sure. Definitely, people, let us know what you guys think in the comments. We'll try to come up with some good topics for next week too. We got to get out to the Frogman site too really soon. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll try this weekend.
Well,
We'll see.
Cassius Clay, he's like, damn, clean your room.
I know. We're working on
Honestly,
it step by step. This is actually an improvement.
yeah, this is pretty improved from the first episodes.
Yeah, so we're getting
Like,
there,
we don't
man.
even have the table of all that in there.
Hopefully, we'll actually have our setup together soon.
Yeah.
But shout out to Cassius Clay either way. Even though I believe Tyson was a better boxer, Ali was great, but
Well, for their
Tyson-
time periods, they were just
different.
undeniably.
Yeah, they were just they were definitely legends in their own right. But I know here in a few, I'm gonna have to get up here and let these kids ride some motorized vehicles. I
Well, we
guess.
still got at least 10 minutes,
We'll
13 before we
We'll
gotta.
try to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's going on the Yuba Tuba streets, guys? Anything I've not seen recently? I've not really seen much about really anything, man.
Yeah, YouTube, honestly, like, I'll pull up a couple Sean Jones videos every now and then. Most of my news I get from the Joe Rogan podcast. I listen to him a lot just before this, especially lately, like a good 30 minutes just to get some decent things to talk about. Because there's always something crazy going on in the world.
Yeah.
Just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's for sure true.
Yeah.
But
There's always something.
yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if there's any more news about those the alien sightings.
I don't know. Look at
Or like the
check out Google real
UFO
quick.
or the UAP type deals.
Yeah,
I'm assuming, though, it's almost like everything kind of died down. Like, Tucker Carlson went on Joe Rogan and he talked about it, but I'm not up to date on any of the newer stuff right now, so it's kind of hard to tell.
So today I heard this radio show guy. He does a conspiracy corner every Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Well, today's conspiracy corner was like this breakdown of Columbine. All right, the first big,
Yeah, the first big
school.
shooting.
Yeah, we won't. Yeah. Anyways, so he breaks down the video and stuff, and like he goes into it, and basically more or less kind of takes an Alex Jones turn on the whole thing, and anyways, but he brought up some interesting facts. That was the crazy thing. The most crazy thing he said that I didn't know was there was a third person.
Yeah.
It was reported by one of the victims, right?
Yeah.
There was a third person in white, right? Because the guys were wearing all black. The two people, Dylan Claymore and I forget the other guy. Anyways, they were wearing black trench coats, right? That was their big thing. Well,
Yeah.
one of the kids had reported seeing somebody throwing bombs on the roof or whatever because they had used propane bombs or whatever. He reported them being on the roof or whatever, and basically there was a kid in white, that was helping them.
Huh.
And this is something that I
Did he get caught?
No. And that's the weirdest thing is like,
so he just like ghosted his way out of there?
That's what I wonder. And like, that's really creepy if like somebody was involved in that and got away with it.
Well, they could still be around.
That's
just
what I'm
like,
saying. So look,
they're over there barbecuing at their house.
I don't
They go to sleep and they just like hear all the screams in their mind, and then they wake up and they're like, all right, let's make some eggs.
Yeah, something, I guess. I don't know. But like the whole thing that he was going with, I didn't really buy into. Now, that part I did really wonder about because I'm like, man, like that's crazy if somebody was there and got away with it, So yeah, I'll have to look into that more. Maybe we'll talk about that more about the third person. Because that's interesting, man. Like that really like was a shocker because I had never heard that, and he had these old clips from like when it actually happened that he broke down for this conspiracy show he does, and it's pretty cool, man. It's cool to see. It's interesting. Not saying I agree with his outlook on it, but I really thought that was really interesting that was just glossed over, the third person being, someone saying there was a third person helping.
Yeah.
And they never looked for a third person, Yeah, it's crazy. But
I do find that kind of interesting.
Maybe we'll dig into that a little more and talk about that more on the next one. But
yeah.
Figure I'd try to fill the last few minutes with something a little interesting. But yeah, so my questions to everybody in the chat, everyone watching this on the playback, do you guys think there could have been a third person involved?
Well, my question though is like, to what extent were they involved?
I mean, if they're throwing bombs on the school,
yeah. So they're throwing bombs. I know they're completely involved in the sense of they're assisting.
Pretty much involved in the whole thing.
But what I'm saying though is like, were they the mastermind? Or were they the one who?
I think if somebody was involved, maybe they were involved, and once it got so real,
they just got out of there.
Cut out.
Yeah.
Once these guys maybe thought,
maybe they were like,
school,
oh man, this is legit. We gotta go.
Yeah, and then these guys start blowing people's heads off, and then he was like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna bow out.
Throws like 6 bombs and just runs.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out.
I don't know, but I'm asking everybody in the chat, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments on the playback too. Do you think there could have been a third person? And that's creepy, man. You talk about like, I know what you did last summer or something, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just crazy. Like, if they've lived all these years with
the Scream movies, like a lot of these horror movies, you'll get 1 or 2 people who like them so much they try to be copycat type killers.
I don't know. I think that's repeat. I don't know.
Well, it takes a certain type of person to just want to go kill someone.
Yeah.
Like, and some people put all that in the wrong area.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, if you want to go kill someone, I mean, recruiting's down for the U.S. military. Just go join them.
Yeah. At least
I mean, you want to go if you want to go.
Yeah.
And you want to like go shoot a bunch of people. At least do it for the United States of America instead of against the United States of America.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. But yeah. yeah, man. I guess.
I'll tell you what else is so weird about what's been going on is it seems like you don't hear. I mean, I haven't been paying as much attention, but you just don't hear as much about all these mass shootings and all that because they're just so common now. They're like nobody even.
No, they don't stay in the news like they used to. That's
everyone's just like, oh, another shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, another shooting.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, man.
Yeah.
But we got another good one in though. That's cool. How many we got in the chat?
We got 4 people in right now, and we got 6 minutes.
Right, we'll go for a couple more.
Yeah.
I just ain't got a whole lot left. stuff to talk about, but
I got back on doing the athletic greens,
That's
so I had 3 months worth of it, and like I had to dump one out because it went bad. I gave the second one to him, and I got the newest one right now that I'm using.
Yeah, I need to
And
start
it's
using
expensive,
it.
man. $80 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know. Hopefully, like I said, if it's worth it, it's worth it. You
Well,
know?
it's definitely worth it. Although for the first week you'll feel your stomach biome changing, and it's not painful or anything. It's just a weird feeling
Yeah.
because your digestion changes, your like pretty much everything changes, and your metabolism speeds up a little bit, and it helps you stay hydrated because it gets you to get 12 ounces of water in the morning. If your first thing is a thing of athletic greens, it hydrates you pretty well.
Yeah.
Helps get
For
everything
sure.
moving, helps you actually go to the bathroom, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So athletic greens is nice.
Heck yeah. Yeah, hopefully we'll get out to the gym here again later.
Those Zen, man, those are great.
Yeah.
Those things are like energy in a pouch.
They're fairly
As long as you
good.
don't do too many.
Yeah,
You do too many, you start getting like
definitely
tired.
Headache from them or something, or you'd build a habit quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, one here and there definitely does the trick.
Yeah. But I'd say the most I do in a day is like 4. But it is easy to kind of do like above that if you let yourself. Because it's like your body just kind of naturally starts making you kind of want more, so you have to just keep it in check. Because anything, once you get above 4, then the difference between going from 4 to 8 is way less significant than the difference between doing 1 to 4.
Oh yeah.
And like how it affects your body, and then how it makes you want more.
Yeah.
Because your body's just so much used to so much more going through your system.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
I've been reading Marcus Aurelius' Meditations some more. I still have more to go. This book's really good for your mindset. It's more of a Stoicism philosophy. And it's helped me a lot. And I'm only halfway through it, but it's helped me with a lot of my thinking and like how I navigate the world. So I'm guessing by the time I'm done with it, and then I read it a couple more times, because it's one of those books where like it uses parables, I think's the word. And so like you have to kind of learn from it. You have to think about it. You have to think about it from the perspective of him at that time. And one of the main messages though is that like figure out what your reason is for doing things, and then only do things that align with your own just reason.
heck yeah. Well,
and then another good book that people should read is The Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. That one's pretty good. I'm like a third of the way through it. And then How Highly Effective People Speak is another good one. I kind of jump books like I would like watching movies on Netflix, when in reality I'd be better off just reading it completely front to back. At least books like this, to get it all in concise, quick information.
heck yeah.
But, reading is worth it. It's worth it to expand your mind. It's worth it.
Nah, reading's good. Reading's a good habit to have, man, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But make sure these kids don't get me in trouble.
Well,
hopefully.
you're fine. We got like a minute left. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah, I know.
The house isn't gonna burn down.
Yeah, you never know.
Most
You never
likely.
know.
We're down here, so we got time.
Yeah.
Well, the internet would go out. We'd know the house is burning down because the internet would go out.
Yeah, but I still don't need no issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm glad we got to get another one in. Next Tuesday, we'll try to get a little more prepared as far as what we're going to talk about. And
Yeah. Well, me watching that Joe Rogan
work
thing
in
helped out
progress.
quite a bit. That gave us a good 15 minutes of this or 10.
Yeah,
And that's significant when we do 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to start actually doing the full hour.
Yeah, well, we need to start. We got to kind of plan out the time too a little.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Like I said, we got to work on it more.
Yeah.
But we'll start putting more time into planning it and getting a little more prepared each week. So appreciate everybody tuning in.
All right, we still got 30 seconds. Well, I just wanted to say thank you all for watching. We're starting to grow. I mean, we were getting just 1, 2 viewers.
Yeah, shout out to everybody.
Now we're getting like 4 on average. And that's pretty good, especially when you leave a bunch of comments, because afterwards it gets a decent amount of views too.
Yeah, so.
And that's with minimal, like I'll make a thumbnail every now and then. I still need to create a good thumbnail to use as the podcast.
Tags, man.
Well, I go back in there, and now that I've been doing more YouTube, there's more
tags and description makes a big difference.
There's more that I'm doing for it.
Yeah, optimize it.
Yeah.
You can. But yeah, appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You know, share, let everybody know. We'll be here every Tuesday and Thursday for sure.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.